Norwegian Cruise Line has just rolled out a completely new promotion. So to help you make the most of your next cruise, we put together this video that explains all the details you need to know about More at Sea, what's included, how it compares to the previous promotion, as well as how you can save the most money so your next cruise is smooth sailing. Up next. If you've sailed with Norwegian Cruise Line before, then you're probably familiar with the brand's very popular Free at Sea promotion. This promotion entitled guests to free perks like drink packages and specialty dining. However, the biggest complaint with Norwegian's Free at Sea is that it wasn't really free. Guests still had to pay the gratuities on drink packages and specialty dining, which could run you around $200 per person in total for a week-long cruise. Thus, you can cue the rebranding of Free at Sea to Norwegian's new More at Sea program. Essentially, the former promotion has been restructured and renamed, but More at Sea is very similar to the previous Free at Sea program. Now, if you're familiar with Norwegian Cruise Line's Free at Sea, you probably really want to know how More at Sea is different than that previous promotion. And there are a few key differences. These differences apply to the open bar, specialty dining, and Wi-Fi perks. And we'll give you the generalities now, but later on in this video, we'll give you more details about each perk as we discuss those inclusions. With regard to the open bar, the main differences between Free at Sea and More at Sea is that the new premium drink package no longer has a beverage cap and now includes more premium brands. But in turn, the cruise line has also made other changes to its drink package offerings. More at Sea no longer allows guests the option to upgrade their drink package, but we'll discuss this more later in the video. With regard to specialty dining, the main difference between Free at Sea and More at Sea is that depending on your stateroom category, you actually get more free meals, but there's no longer the ability to purchase add-on specialty dining packages. Specialty dining prices for additional meals has also changed, and the cruise line is officially changing its stance on what's included when dining at specialty restaurants, letting guests order more options off the menu. When it comes to those Wi-Fi packages, the minutes have stayed the same, except for guests on 12 days or longer voyages. These guests have actually been downgraded from 300 minutes to 150 minutes. However, there have been some enhancements to the Wi-Fi program. But of course, we have plenty more details about all the inclusions that are part of More at Sea in this video. I get it, for some of you right now, your eyes might be glazed over and be like, Don, this is way too much. This seems so complicated. Can't I just book a cruise with Norwegian Cruise Line and pay for these things separately? And the short answer is yes, you can. Norwegian Cruise Line does offer something they call sail away rates, which do not qualify for the More at Sea promotion. This rate is essentially booking a guaranteed stateroom. But honestly, depending on the stateroom, the sail away rate is usually anywhere from $50 to $100 less per person for a week-long cruise. And given the inclusions that are part of More at Sea, it typically makes more sense for most cruisers to opt for a standard fare and select the More at Sea promotion, and then you can just decline the perks you don't want at checkout. Similar to the previous promotion, Norwegian's More at Sea will still include an unlimited open bar, specialty dining credits, Wi-Fi minutes, and shore excursion credits. Free third and fourth guests and free airfare for the second guest will also be available on select voyages. The number of perks that cruisers receive does vary based on the current promotion and the stateroom category booked. Usually, guests can get up to 5 free perks. Occasionally, there are up to 6 perks if discounted airfare is part of the current promotion. Guests sailing in the Haven always receive the highest number of perks available for that voyage. Like any promotion, it's important to read the fine print at the time of your booking, as the terms of that promotion can change. For instance, some categories like studio or inside staterooms have qualified for less perks in the past, especially for certain itineraries. All perks included in the offer have no monetary value. So if you decide to opt out or decline any of these perks, you will not receive a refund, nor can you gift those perks to someone else. But one benefit of opting for More at Sea is that you are able to combine this promotion with any other perks, deals, or sales being run by your trusted travel advisor. Even though we've been on over 85 cruises, we still book all our travel with a trusted travel partner. And even though we get asked all the time, Heidi and I are not travel advisors. That is why we've partnered with MEI Travel. They are the trusted travel partner of Eat Sleep Cruise. We book all our cruises with MEI Travel, and you can use our exclusive link in the description down below to get MEI Travel's latest deals and promotions. And while More at Sea actually does provide more benefits and more onboard perks than the previous Free at Sea, not all guests in the stateroom receive all the perks. So depending on how many individuals are staying in your stateroom, the More at Sea promotion may or may not be as good of value for you and your family. For instance, only the first 2 guests on the reservation get the specialty dining credits. However, all guests in a stateroom do receive a drink package. Well, almost. Speaking of specialty dining, one of the big changes with More at Sea is the inclusion of additional specialty dining. Guests sailing in a balcony or above stateroom now get 3 specialty dining meals on 7-night cruises versus Free at Sea, where guests in those staterooms only received 2 specialty dining credits. Guests staying in studios, insides, or ocean views sailing on 3 to 7-night cruises only get 1 meal credit, whereas those staying in a balcony or higher on a 3-night cruise get 1 meal credit, the 4 to 6-night cruises get 2 meal credits, and on those 7-night cruises get 3 meal credits. The number of credits guests receive for longer cruises does vary, and you can get the complete breakdown with our ultimate guide to Norwegian's More at Sea back on the blog, which we link to in the description down below. With Free at Sea, guests used to pay the gratuities on upcharge packages like specialty dining or the unlimited open bar, which we'll get to next. Norwegian has now changed that pricing model and charges guests a flat fee based on the number of specialty dining credits they receive. So for example, if you're in that balcony stateroom and you're on a 7-night cruise, you get those 3 meal credits, but you do need to pay $60 per person, which if you're doing the math breaks down to $20 per specialty dining restaurant credit per person. We will admit that this is more than you used to pay for the specialty dining credit under Free at Sea, but we still think it's a pretty good value. As for a week-long cruise, you're paying essentially for 1 meal, but getting 3. Now, buried in this update to More at Sea, Norwegian Cruise Line sneakily updated its specialty dining program as well. Norwegian Cruise Line is actually reverting back to cover charges versus a la carte pricing for its onboard specialty restaurants. The new cover charges for NCL specialty restaurants are as follows. Steak, teppanyaki, French, and seafood restaurants have a $60 cover charge. Brazilian, Asian, Food Republic, and sushi have a $50 cover charge, and Italian, barbecue, pincho, and Mexican have a $40 cover charge. And we suspect there'll be some further changes to those specialty restaurant menus as this promotion rolls out. And while it's always been sort of an unwritten rule, NCL also went public stating what guests can actually get at the specialty restaurants for that credit. Now, Norwegian Cruise Lines indicates that guests can get up to 3 appetizers and 3 desserts for no additional fee, along with 1 entree when dining at a specialty restaurant. Extra entree charges do still apply, which I'm okay with because quite honestly, all major cruise line specialty restaurants usually allow you to get multiple appetizers and desserts, but they almost always charge a surcharge if you want an additional entree. But as we mentioned earlier, the specialty restaurant credit is only applicable to guests 1 and 2 in the stateroom. Guests 3 through 8 will not receive these specialty dining meals. Children under the age of 18, who are the second guest on the reservation, will not pay for the dining package. Now you might be asking, Don, how does this promotion compare to purchasing a specialty dining package? Well, I'm sad to say you're out of luck, as Norwegian Cruise Line made another change on the down low. Unlike Free at Sea, where guests could buy additional specialty dining credits, we mentioned earlier that that's not possible with More at Sea. It's not possible because specialty dining packages no longer exist. Yes, that's right, Norwegian Cruise Line has eliminated its specialty dining packages. Yes, I know, we're sad to see them go as well. But with the change from an a la carte pricing to now having flat fee pricing at the specialty restaurants, you can easily do the math to see how much money you would spend on specialty dining. Norwegian Cruise Line has also made changes to the unlimited open bar promotion that's part of More at Sea. Guests booking the More at Sea promotion still receive an unlimited open bar, or what's called the premium drink package. However, NCL has changed the inclusions in this particular drink package to make it more inclusive. According to the cruise line, this package will now boast 45% more premium brands like Grey Goose and Woodford Reserve, plus more. Also, the cruise line has removed the $15 beverage cap. So now essentially, any beverage by the glass that's on the menu is covered in the premium drink package. Well, any alcoholic beverage or mocktail. Unfortunately, unlike most other cruise lines, bottled water and specialty coffee are still not part of this package. Starbucks and bottled water packages are available to purchase for an additional charge. The premium drink package also still gives guests 20% discounts off bottles of champagne and wine and spirit experiences, tastings, or flights purchased on board, as well as including unlimited soft drinks and juices. This More at Sea perk is applicable to guests 1 through 8 who are aged 21 or older when guests 1 and 2 select the beverage package. If guests 1 or 2 are under the age of 18, they will receive the soda package. However, in a weird twist of fate, if guests 3 through 8 are under 21 years of age, they will not get any package. They don't even get the soda package as a substitution. Honestly, we've never understood this because this was actually the policy too under Free at Sea. Why would NCL give alcohol packages to all guests, including guests 3 or 4 in a stateroom, but not the much cheaper soda packages to individuals who have their kids staying with them? With the new More at Sea, no changes have been made to the number of drinks a guest can purchase. Unlike brands, say, like Carnival Cruise Line, guests can consume an unlimited number of alcoholic beverages. Of course, you do want to drink responsibly, as staff do have the right to refuse you service if you're obviously intoxicated. Further, eligible guests are only allowed 2 beverages per transaction. Packages may not be shared and, of course, are non-transferable, nor are they non-refundable if you select that option at the time of booking. Guests who want to purchase beverages not included in the More at Sea, which are part of the Connoisseur collection, do receive a $15 credit towards those beverages. Though guests who have the beverage package as part of More at Sea promotion will not have to pay a corkage fee if they bring bottles of wine on board. Similar to the specialty dining package, the pricing for the premium drink package has also changed with the More at Sea promotion. Again, it is not tied to a gratuity based on how much the drink package is. Currently, the retail value of the drink package is $763 per person for a 7-day cruise, which works out to $109 per person per day. But if you select the More at Sea promotion, guests will be charged $30 per person per day for 1 to 7 night cruises, which is a savings of over 70% based on the retail value. Depending on the type of drinks you consume, whether it's beer and wine or specialty cocktails, you need to consume around 3 or 4 beverages per day to hit that $30 per day cost. Now, of course, if you don't drink any alcohol at all and don't think you'll get any value out of the premium beverage package, you can opt out of this perk and you won't be charged that $30 per person per day. But there is a catch here. This is an all or nothing decision. All the guests in the stateroom either need to decline the beverage package or accept it. It's not like guest 1 can accept the drink package and guest 2 can decline it. But even if you're not a big drinker, we usually tend to find that it's a better value to accept the drink package and pay the $30 fee than opting out. With announcing More at Sea, Norwegian Cruise Line also quietly made other changes to its drink package program. In particular, the cruise line got rid of the Premium Plus drink package. The Premium Plus drink package included an expanded offering of alcoholic beverages, which no longer really is an issue because now the premium drink package does include more top shelf liquors. But the Premium Plus drink package did include bottled water as well as specialty coffees, even specialty coffees on onboard Starbucks cafes. Getting rid of this upgraded drink package is a huge detriment for us, as we drink a lot of bottled water and specialty coffee on a cruise. Now we get charging extra for Starbucks drinks, because other cruise lines like Royal Caribbean that have licensed Starbucks restaurants on their ships do not include Starbucks drinks in their alcoholic beverage package. But we've never understood why Norwegian Cruise Line is one of the only cruise lines that doesn't include bottled water in its drink packages. And think about it for a second, let's give guests unlimited free alcohol, but no water? How does that make any sense? If you're like us and probably going to need additional purchases on board, the price of the unlimited Starbucks package starts at $16.50 per person per day, and all qualifying individuals in the stateroom must purchase it, which means you need to drink about 3 grande-size espresso-based drinks to break even with that package, which even for us would be tough to do every single day on a 7-day cruise. There isn't necessarily a water bottle drink package. Instead, guests can buy cases of bottled water which are delivered to their stateroom on embarkation day. The prices range from $19.95 for 12 half-liter bottles to $49.95 for 48 half-liter bottles, which means you're paying a little over $1 per bottle. While this probably works out to be cheaper than the former upgrade drink package in the long run, it's really the hassle of having to remember to take bottled water from your stateroom with you during the day or when you head out in the evenings, because if you want to order one of those bottles of water from a bar or a restaurant, they will charge you. So even though More at Sea does make cruises more inclusive, it doesn't make it all inclusive. And while many will be more than happy with the inclusions, we suspect several individuals will want to upgrade their Wi-Fi. Similar to the former Free at Sea, Norwegian's More at Sea still only entitles guests to a certain number of free Wi-Fi minutes, unlike other brands that offer unlimited internet packages with these type of bundles. However, guests will get more minutes per stateroom and faster internet speeds powered by Starlink. These Wi-Fi minutes are now applicable to all guests in the stateroom. Each guest will receive one login, which they can use on one device at a time. On NCL, guests can switch between devices simply by logging off of one and then logging onto the other. Regardless of stateroom category, guests on 3 to 6 night sailings receive 75 minutes of Wi-Fi per person, and on cruises of 7 nights or longer, receive 150 minutes per guest. And while it's better internet, these speeds do not allow for streaming. Of course, if guests want additional Wi-Fi, packages are available for purchase. The packages include a voyage pass, which starts at $29.99 per person per day, and a streaming voyage Wi-Fi pass, which starts at $39.99 per person per day. Only when upgrading Wi-Fi to one of these packages can guests add extra devices for $5 per device per day, available for purchase once on board. One perk that hasn't changed with More at Sea is the shore excursion credit. We would have liked NCL to give us more for this perk too, as it doesn't really cover much. Guests 1 on the reservation will receive a $50 credit per port. If the first guest purchased tickets for other guests, the shore excursion credit will not apply to such tickets. If you're new to cruising and don't know what shore excursions are, basically they refer to a number of different activities that occur at each port of call. And these activities can range from something like a city tour to a beach break, or even a helicopter ride to a glacier. Of course, depending on the region. And in our experiences, the cost for shore excursions can vary greatly, but to be honest, $50 per port isn't going to get you much. Guests can use this credit to purchase any tour offered by the cruise line. If the tour is less than $50, which is honestly highly unlikely, guests will not receive a refund for the difference. If the tour is more than $50, the guests will be responsible to pay the difference. Though the $50 shore excursion credit does not apply to equipment rentals at the cruise line's private islands of Great Stirrup Key or Harvest Key. Pre-cruise and post-cruise land tours are also not eligible for this promotion, nor are private or custom shore excursions. The retail value of this perk is based on the number of ports of call on your itinerary. So we can assume that most 7-day cruises have around 3 to 4 ports of call, so the actual value of this perk is somewhere between $150 to $200 for the stateroom. With More at Sea, guests 3 and 4 sailing in the same stateroom as guests 1 and 2 in the sailing will sail for free, or $99 on select sail dates. Guests should visit NCL's website for full terms and conditions at the time of booking, as those may vary based on the time of year and the current promotion. This offer is only applicable on select sailings, thus popular times of year, like school breaks and holidays, are usually not part of this promotion. If there are guests 5 through 8 in a reservation, those guests will pay prevailing fares. But keep in mind, if the 3rd and 4th guest sail free promotion is running, you still will be responsible for the port fees and taxes for those 3rd and 4th guests, which can range between $150 to almost up to $300 based on the length of the cruise and the itinerary. With the former Free at Sea promotion, there was one perk that we never really took advantage of, even when it was offered, and that's free airfare for second guests. This offer is essentially the same now with the More at Sea. For select 7-night sailings and destinations, the second guest on a reservation may receive free airfare with the purchase of airfare for the first guest. You'll also want to visit NCL's website for the specific terms and conditions at the time of your booking, or you can check that description down below with a link to our complete guide to the More at Sea promotion. Generally speaking, this promotion does not apply to guests 3 through 8 on a reservation. These guests will pay full promotional airfare amount. Solo guests will receive 50% off Norwegian Cruise Line's promotional airfare pricing each way. Further, this air offer applies to economy, round-trip flights from select departure gateways only. While some members of our community have indicated that they've gotten great deals on flights, we've also had family members who've taken advantage of this promotion and didn't have a great experience with it. Not to mention, Heidi and I are both control freaks, and we have heard that Norwegian Cruise Line waits to the last minute to book your flights. So when this option is offered, we usually decline the offer and just prefer to book our own flights with our preferred airline from our preferred airport. Norwegian's More at Sea applies to all cruises booked on or after October 1st for sailings January 1st of 2025 and beyond. Guests sailing in 2025 and beyond who booked prior to October 1st will enjoy both their current free at sea benefits plus a new More at Sea beverage package at no additional cost. However, they will not receive any additional specialty dining credits. Further, for those guests who booked under the Free at Sea promotion and have already upgraded to the Free at Sea Plus or have upgraded to the Premium Plus drink package will be receiving a refund. Yes, all previously upgraded packages will be removed from those reservations and the original form of payment will be refunded. Thus, guests will need to purchase those separate Starbucks and bottled water packages in lieu of receiving the Premium Plus drink package. Unlike some other cruise line packages, Norwegian Cruise Line's More at Sea does not include gratuities as one of its perks. Thus, all cruisers will need to pay that additional daily service charge. Current rate for NCL cruise gratuities are $25 per person per day for guests staying in Haven and Suites, and $20 per person per day for all their staterooms, club balcony suites, and below. Generally speaking, NCL's Free at Sea is applicable to all sailings of 3 nights or greater. Chartered sailings and land portions of cruise tours are the exceptions. Hawaii sailings offer a slightly modified More at Sea promotion. The Hawaii beverage package is applicable to Pride of America sailings only for guests 1 through 8 on the reservation, though there is no substitute for the package if guests cannot consume all beverages included. This More at Sea Hawaii beverage package includes a variety of alcoholic beverages, excluding drinks in the connoisseurs collection. It also includes fountain soda, freshly squeezed juice, bottled water, still and sparkling, non-alcoholic beer, and specialty coffee limited to dining rooms only. It does not include any specialty coffee outside of the restaurants, room service, minibar purchases, or vending machines. Eligible guests can get 2 beverages per person per transaction. Packages, of course, are personal to the individual, may not be shared, and are non-transferable and non-refundable. The price is essentially the same, at $30 per person per day for cruises that are 1 through 7 nights in length. Note, the purchase of any alcoholic drinks within the Hawaii beverage package may, in certain individual circumstances, be restricted in accordance with the Hawaii's intoxicating liquor law and applicable local rules and regulations. Of course, the number one question we've been getting from cruisers is the Norwegian's More at Sea worth it? Well, if you couldn't already tell from watching this video, we love to crunch the numbers to determine the real value of cruise offerings. So we broke out the calculator and did some math to determine if More at Sea is a better value than Free at Sea. If you take a typical 7-day cruise, the former 20% gratuity for drink packages was $152.60 for each guest. This price now has increased to $210 per person for the same 7-day cruise with More at Sea. That is over a 35% increase in price to get some additional premium spirits. Likewise, the 20% service charge on a specialty dining package with Free at Sea was $19.80 for a 7-day cruise in a balcony for those 2 meals. So essentially, you were paying $10 per meal for that perk. Now, the price has increased to $60 for the 3-meal plan on a 7-day cruise. While you are getting an extra meal, you're now paying $20 per meal for this perk. So essentially, the costs have doubled. Now, you might be asking yourself, what about the cruise fare? We are still investigating the impact that the More at Sea promotion might have on cruise fares, it currently looks like there isn't much of an impact. We did some cruise comparisons looking at pricing on September 30th and then October 1st, the day after the promotion was launched, for a few different sailings across ships and itineraries. The good news is that of the 5 example cruises we chose, all prices were exactly the same. Of course, that doesn't mean that pricing couldn't trend up over time. So based on our calculations, guests are paying about $100 more at sea than free at sea for a 7-day cruise in a balcony cabin, or around $78 more for a 3-day cruise. At the end of the day, most guests would probably consider this a wash, as you are getting some additional benefits for the small increase in price. For us, the biggest disappointment is the elimination of the Premium Plus beverage package, as well as the Free at Sea Plus promotion. That was a convenient bundle that included all the upgrades into one package. Now guests need to upgrade Wi-Fi and make Starbucks and bottled water purchases all separately. But of course, there are ways to save money on these add-ons. For example, we always pack a reusable water bottle, which we use across the ship as well as when we go ashore. That way we always have water with us. A refillable water bottle is just one of 25 cruise essentials we bring with us regardless of the cruise line, type of ship, or itinerary. And lucky for you, right here on YouTube, we have a complete video detailing all these cruise essentials that we always take with us. That way you know exactly what you need to pack for your next trip and what you can leave at home so your next cruise will be smooth sailing.